Hello. Hello, everyone. Okay, so today we're gonna just coach for 1 hour. That's gonna be my sustain coaching, pretty much. And that's it. Okay, I'm just gonna jump in a voice channel, first of all. Hello?
Hello, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. How are you doing
Yeah,
today?
a little bit of a common cold, but besides that, I'm fine.
Okay, so tell me what do we want to focus on today, first of all, because we've been working on your tank, I think months ago. That is when we
Yeah,
had our
it's
last
been
session,
like
right?
3 months ago since I had my last session, and that's also when I stopped playing for a few months.
Right. Okay.
I
hmm
started like last week on Thursday or Tuesday again, I believe. And it's been going great for me so far. I'm currently in Masters 3.
Okay.
And I'm just looking at what I can improve. I mainly play Sigma. I have played like in total like 14 hours, and 9 hours of those were Sigma.
Okay. Okay. So it's kind of Sigma for the most part, but let's say it's not Sigma, then what are you trying to pick?
Orisa,
Orisa?
Reinhardt,
Reinhardt?
and
Okay.
if it really has to, Diva.
Okay, yeah, I think that is fine. That is fine, Pool. Yeah, what do we want to start with then today? What do you want to
I
focus on?
got you a code.
Okay,
It was a rough game. We did manage to win it in the end. But especially on defending first point, I felt kind of um, unsure about what to do. And you can see that in my gameplay as well. At least I can see it in my gameplay.
mm-hmm,
Where it's
mm-hmm,
like not certain myself of what I should be doing.
Okay, so what do you think, just in general, you struggle with the most? What that would be?
I think in that game it was my positioning.
Okay, okay. So mainly positioning. Let's take a look first.
Yeah, it's mainly because that's especially why I wanted to look at this map, because this map is not something we had active in the map pool when we
Right,
last did our sessions.
right,
Uh,
right.
so I'm struggling with it right now.
Yeah, we can take a look at that. Also recognizing one name on your team, maybe it's Emperor, but I'm not sure if that's the correct one. Yeah,
Who's Emperor?
it's he is, if I'm not mistaken, he was playing DPS for quite some time, but I might be mistaken. Maybe that's somebody else. I'm not too sure. But since it's a Masters 2 lobby, I assume it's probably him because there are not too many players out up there. Okay, so what is your game plan here? What do you want to do?
I wanna make sure that we hold the point for as long as possible.
Okay,
I wanna. I have a Torbjorn and a Soldier, which both of those can deal with themselves pretty well. I don't have to babysit like any of because they have the abilities to get out themselves.
okay.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the supports, definitely the Mercy is something I'm a little bit more cautious about.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to hold around this point where I'm standing right now, around this corner.
Why do we choose to hold here in specific?
I can duck back behind this corner for cover and healing.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, let's watch this a little bit, I think. So I just have there's kind of a concern about this position though. Because let's think about how team composition wins. Let's
Mhm.
think how our team composition wins the fight over the objective. What is important about your team composition?
They're pretty pokey.
Yeah, the pretty pokey kind of, and they also like to take angles. So your idea as a Sigma, a lot of times you're not just only looking to hold around the objective. Like in this case, yeah, you can maybe stop the objective, but first of all, we need to look for better map control. Yeah. So what you can think about when you're running those spam tinker positions is who you can enable on the angle, because when you put in your shield, let's say there's like an A scenario where I put my shield like here, yeah, I'm shooting myself, which is okay. With the case when you Reinhardt, usually that's working just fine, I would say, because you mainly not gonna have somebody being stuck behind your shield. At least with that tinker position, you don't have that many people who can stuck with you as much. Maybe that can
Yeah.
be Baptiste, maybe in some cases that can be Torbjorn, but as you as a Sigma, you can also think about applying pressure in a certain area, shielding yourself, but also shielding a certain angle. Because you shield that certain angle, you can enable that angle to apply pressure, basically. So if you think about it, okay, if we're applying pressure on this area initially, what kind of angle you can be supporting with your shield?
I think it would be better if me and Soldier went on the high ground there. Not the big one below, but on the L-shaped one above.
Okay, yeah, so maybe. So
Yeah,
here, yeah, this
yeah.
one. Okay, but if let's say nobody's there, yeah, like in the context of the fight,
Oh
because
no,
let's say
then it would probably have been better to just go with Soldier on that high ground there.
right. So that is something to think about. Usually, your thought process can be, what is the most aggressive angle I have? Try to make sure you maintain that angle, help your angle to apply pressure, because you have soldier on this high ground initially. We can not necessarily just play on the low ground here and hold this space, but we can also stay here and then enable that soldier, but still apply pressure. So you still do the same amount of work you do now, but it's just better because you can protect this, also enable the soldier. And because you enable the soldier, guess what? He will not die here, maybe. Yeah, there's a less chance he will die from the Widowmaker, or there's a less chance he will get spammed by the Pharah. But yeah, this is the thought process you can follow. Just what really the most aggressive angle I have, and even before the fight starts, trying to set up on those positions. Okay, does it make sense, or any questions you got in this
Yeah, no,
setup?
that makes sense. That
Okay,
makes sense.
so we can basically identify. Okay, what is my aggressive angle? What I can do? Okay, I like you pressuring this Widowmaker. It's just a little bit concerned rocked here. Okay, so if we talk about in terms of just map control, okay, does this rock gonna do much for the map control at this
No, I
moment?
was trying to hit the Mercy or the Kiriko in the back.
Okay, let's have a hit Kiriko Mercy in the back. Is that gonna provide to map control in this case? Can
Um, Probably not as much as I had hoped.
Yeah, so that's a little bit difficult. Yeah, we don't have our angles set up on this area anymore, right? So maybe we can go for a kill with the rock, which can work. But if the intention is to just control the map, yeah, let's say I rock this Kiriko, then my team, because they can follow up with the pressure from the certain position, then you can force something. But even you hit this rock right here, is it gonna do much? Yeah, is it gonna force something? Probably not. Because if they're smart enough players, they say, oh, well, Sigma is only alone, like, it's not doing much, maybe Kiriko got rocked, maybe Mercy got rocked, Mercy is just gonna get healed, or let's say Kiriko got rocked, Mercy can just heal that Kiriko back. So we would be using our rock somewhere in a different space, probably, but where exactly we should be using our rock, ideally. What do you think? So this space is
Uh,
no-go, yeah? This space is
yeah,
no-go. This is where you cannot control. That is where we don't have angles. In what kind of space you have angles, though?
the high grounds.
High grounds, where exactly?
The L that we just pointed out.
Yeah, so this one here.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I'm just not sure. What do you mean by that exactly? Who has an angle on that position? Who has an
I thought if I went up there, then I would have a better angle.
Oh, yeah, well, technically you can. Yeah, technically you can. Okay, if you mean that, I think that's possible. But what about the rest of your team? I'm asking, where do they have angles currently? What kind of position they can actively control, if you look at it right now?
Probably the area I am in.
Okay.
So that hallway, basically, in
Okay,
between
so
the buildings.
this entire hallway. Okay, now
Yeah.
let's identify the spot where there's the biggest threat for the enemy, where there's a high chance for the enemy team to get damaged and get their cooldowns first. What is exactly
Uh,
would be the area?
yeah, I think the area we just pointed out, because that's closer to the rest of my team.
Yeah. So I just want to be more specific because this is, this is kind of this entire hallway. This is good enough, but maybe we can even think about letting your certain enemy teammates in a little. Yeah, so maybe if they stand in the middle or they go here, if you rock them right here, suddenly they don't have any escape, proper escape at least, yeah. But if you're rocking here, then there's a chance they can get away behind the corner, or they can maybe get away here. So once they start entering your angles, we can rock somebody. Yeah, we can try to maybe it can be Sigma, it can be their Kiriko, it can be their Mercy, but so your team can control space properly, with you have to let the enemy to enter the angles. This is good though, like this pressure on the Widowmaker, I think this is nice, because you're stopping an enemy team from taking angles this way. Yeah, kind of controlling the map, that's what we stopped them for. Okay, so this is more of a skill matchup now between two Sigmas, how you play it out.
Yeah, it was an interesting match.
Okay, so let's just talk about purely controlling space right now. If we are holding this corner, okay? If we are trying, I think we went for the rock right here, yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like our intention is to rock the Sigma. Yeah, it seems like our intention is to control the space in this hallway as well. Okay, so there are multiple layers. I like how you controlling this space with your shield, how you are not allowing this Widowmaker to do much in this area, yeah, because she don't have a perfect angle. Now she will have to maybe move somewhere else, and that means you have a more potential for your team to survive. However, look at where we're playing currently. Yeah, like should we be playing in this area right here?
I think it would be better if I played a little bit more further back, where the rest of my team is.
Where exactly?
Around the corner.
Like this one?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. So this corner, I think, possibly can be good. Why it's also good? Because it provides you protection and allows you to control map better. So let's say something happens, you use your shield here, because it's gonna be on the cooldown as well. Now, because you don't have a corner, see what happens here, we can get rocked, yeah? But your main idea is I can maybe push enemy angles with my primary fire, try to shield those angles, or if you cannot shield the damage, then if it's on cooldown, maybe your shield is broken, as soon as possible you need to get around the cover, because if you don't, then you get damaged a lot, and then you have to give up space, which is really crucial, yeah? So here you're also kind of trying to rock the Sigma. This is a little bit of another layer when we are looking to rock the Sigma. Usually, what we wanna be forcing is his shield again, yeah? So we can try to force the shield and then try to rock. That's the most ideal, because the Sigma, it takes time for him, first of all, to remove the shield, and the second, if that's a shield that it's removed, then it's on 2 seconds cooldown as well.
Yeah, it gives me a window to shoot the rock in the face.
Or maybe you can also rock his shift, I would say. You can cancel anything, like canceling the value, or maybe rocking somebody to just control the space on this map is good. It's just how we approach it, yeah?
Yeah.
So playing corners is extremely helpful, and also so far we need to think about enabling our angles also. Okay, so this intention with the rock's sort of fine, because Kiriko is going into your space. You're trying to go after this angles, off angles Widowmaker. This is good. So good pressure on the angles, just a little bit of not the best rock usage so far, I would say. It's not allowing you to control space as much, and also we need to play corners. That is extremely crucial. Okay.
Yeah.
So like here, okay, I can maybe rock the Sig, and now the value is cancelled. This is nice, if you can do that. So the intention is there. Yeah, the intention is there, though. The intention is what we really need to look for. This rock right here, maybe it can provide some value. Maybe we can say, oh, like good teammates, at least Baptiste can shoot the Sig. Anyway, you're still looking to regroup, so it's not too big of a deal. You're not really looking to control space or anything. You're at least just trying to farm a little bit of wool charge, so this is okay. Just look to think how you're gonna be positioning and look to set up once your team's gonna be back. Okay, so I want you to think about it here. So we approaching this engagement, this is when we really start pushing once the Sigma's ult is gonna be used, and here we'll also have Cassidy getting a pick. Okay? So now the question is, we're trying to control space. Yeah, we're trying to push the Mercy. We're maybe trying to shoot the Sig as well. I think this target here is good enough. But what are we trying to control space and take space here? Is that really valuable at the moment? Should we be taking control of this space now?
Not really. I think looking back at it, it would be better if we if I went up to the high ground and control it from there.
Possibly. Okay. Why high ground is better?
I have a Widow, and the Widow can contest the other Widow easier from the high ground.
Yeah, so the same perspective which we can use. What kind of angle can go aggressive? What kind of angle it can enable? And that can be done by going on the high ground, which is really nice. And as a bonus, you can cancel this as well. So you will not let this Pharah to maybe solo ult that Widowmaker, because you can absorb that pressure, for example, yeah? And once you up on the high ground, you still have the same sightlines to pressure the Mercy and deal with a Sig. Yeah? So this is a really good. Kind of multiple layers. We need to enable angles, and we need to set up... so we need to set up ourselves. This is gonna be better. Because right now, when we just go in this way, also, your team, they're not really able to do much as well, yeah? Because we buy ourselves, yeah?
I also wasn't checking if they were coming with me, because I saw the McCree pick and I was like, okay, let's go, and the rest of them just stayed around the corner.
Okay. So, we need to set up those angles a little bit more. Okay, now we're noticing the Sig. Maybe you can rock. Yeah, that's okay.
Forcing Suzu with that.
Yeah, forcing Suzu is good. It's just they kind of snowball you at this point. So you have to go back. Okay. Probably the second point is lost. Okay. I think that fight right there could change the outcome entirely. If you get the tempo back, if you could get the tempo back on that fight, I promise you, I think, because if you hold this high ground with the Widowmaker, you can do so much more. You can win so many more fights because of this insane long sightline. This is a really good value you can provide with poke team composition which you have. Now, the third point is going to be more tough to play because you don't have as many long sightlines here. You have more of a short range oriented space now. Still looking tooled, kind of trying to contest. This can work. Okay, this is good enough. You can look to contest, you can look to pressure now. Okay, that is winnable now. Can we just hog the Sig? Yeah, this is good. Okay, so we disabling their most aggressive angle also. So this is nice. Okay. Just stabilizing. Yeah. Just a little bit of more pressure. Oh, maybe he can win?
Yeah, I think we won this in the end, but this is also where my Mercy went AFK.
Okay, well, that happens.
Yeah, she didn't really go AFK, she was just in the back line running around and
Oh,
not doing
yeah,
much.
she swapped to Kiriko, I see.
Yeah, that's when she started playing again. Like the last 2 or 3 team fights was without her.
I see, I see. So we're looking to go after Widow, pressure the Widow. Maybe we can kill her. It's a little bit too deep, I think. You can survive this. Okay, this is sort of fine. It's a little bit too deep, I would say, but this is okay. You disable it in the most aggressive angle. Yeah, it's just want to be careful. So I think you can push like this. It's just we want to be careful when you're using your defensive abilities. You want to make sure you can make it to your team's sightlines again. Let's say you get a kill. If you can, use your shift and absorb the pressure, and by the time you absorb the pressure, you can get it to your team sightlines. I think this can be pretty good. It's kind of the same as when you have Zarya bubble, you can put the bubble on, try to pressure, go in a little bit deep, but then once the bubble is out, you have to be already in a safe position. So this can work, I think, if you get a kill, which you did. We're kind of using our shift, and then we almost made it to the sideline, so that's why it's a little bit risky. Well, actually, your team's pushing up, so this is kind of went okay, I think. So this is alright.
That rock was really huge.
Yeah. Okay. Now we took the high ground. We know they have sides though. So okay. Pushing the Sig. Pushing the Widowmaker. Okay, so this is a little bit concerning. Okay, let's break this down now. You are trying to control what kind of space at the moment? What kind of space needs the control?
I think we just don't want to let them out of that room.
Okay. Sure, but let's just phrase it this way. Where your team have sightlines? Where your team have angles set up at the moment?
All behind me.
Yeah, all behind you. So kind of this area here, yeah?
Yeah.
So we want to ultimately control this area a little bit more, yeah? Once the enemy, they enter this here, this area, we should have more of our defensive abilities and more of our whatever we have, like shift and shield, yeah? So see your shield placement, for example, like this shield can be poked even before they enter your angles now. So let's say we just poke here and then just stay. We don't have to do much. We can just break your shield and then enter with our shield, with our full shield now. Yeah. So this location, the way our shield placed is not ideal, I would say. If you would have angles set up in this room, then maybe you can place your shield like this. But the way we expose our shield now, this is really risky. You're gonna be at a significant disadvantage. So how we should be placing our shield in this case then?
A little bit further back.
Yeah, I think you can maybe place it a little bit further back.
Well, it doesn't poke through the wall.
Yeah, exactly. You ideally, maybe you can angle it this way. So maybe it's angled like at least this way. Or if you can manage it so you have the side of the shield not, being exposed to the wall, just like this, sort of. This can work, I think. But when your shield can be poked without an enemy team being able to enter your angles, I mean, you can just stay AFK. They don't have to enter your space. This is not ideal usually. When you play Sigma versus Sigma matchup, you want to try to make sure you poke enemy Sigma as much as possible, so his resources are going to be down. Like, this is what you do now. You're trying to poke him. Maybe you try to force his shield here. Let's say you broke it a little bit, even though it's just 100 or 200 extra damage. This can still provide a lot of value because they gonna be pushing without the 200 HP shield. That 200 less shield. That means there are more chances for you to get a pick on somebody. So this is really nice. Okay, so shield placement of how you control space as well. A little bit of work on it too, yeah? Because right now, enemy Sig actually has a little bit more resources. You're trying to pressure the space with his ultimate, so maybe this can be working. I think this is a little bit concerning though, because the team cannot control this space as much. Yeah, so we can see when we're trying to ult here at the end, I don't think it's gonna get as much value. We still. Yeah,
I don't think I got anything because the Mercy just used so much.
Yeah, because it's kind of their space which under their control. They are really powerful in this space, so want to be more careful. Definitely, we want to be more decisive. Maybe what we can do with our ultimate can be looking in a different way. Yeah, so what we can do with our ultimate in this case, so we control the space better.
Maybe just ult the Sig that's coming in.
Yeah, I think that's the play, probably. Maybe you can just ult the Sig. You can just ult the Sig, or...
Because that automatically also just goes below half HP and then the Echo Demon.
Yeah, because you can also lift him up. Think you can lift him up here. He has the shield here, but then you expose him a lot, and your team can kill him easily. You have Echo Beam, you have a lot of burst damage with the Baptiste as well. So this is nice. All this pressure, I think he dies here easily. Because think about it even deeper. If you lift him up, you isolate him completely out of LOS of anybody. If it's possible for you to do so, of course. But that requires you need to be doing a certain play, like maybe trying to bait him in as well, I think, yeah? So you're not just pressuring here, being too... aggressive with your resources, also your shield placement. Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, so just go back a bit, save the resources, and ultimately gets out.
Yeah, so we gotta be really paying attention to our angles and fighting for our angles, I would say. This is fine if you bait the Sigma into your space a little bit more. That's okay. You're not playing Brawl Tinker position, so you not really have to fight inside this room. If you would play Reinhardt, I would say, yeah, push this room. This is pretty nice.
I think I play Reinhardt on attack.
Okay.
I felt like that would be better.
Yeah, so this is understandable. Okay. Just so really difficult for you to control this space, definitely. If you have your team somehow set up to fight in that space, then can work, I would say, but... Okay. Looking to rock that Sig. Pressuring. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of, we're just looking to...
Yeah, pressure out the Widow.
Pressure out the Widow, yeah, so this is good, I think. You're good at paying attention to who has a really advantageous angle on the enemy team, trying to pressure that, so this is nice. A little bit of, not the best rock here, but that's okay.
Yeah, I tried that Kiriko, but the rock's too big.
Rushing the soldier now makes sense as well. He gets the highest value because of the visor. Okay. And pushing up is also okay. This is nice. Getting the staggers. Okay. This is good. Just a good poke rock. Okay, now, when the real fight is gonna start, we're gonna be thinking where our angles are, and make sure you angle shield in a way so it provides you value, and also use a rock in a way which provides you value here. A really good shield, I think. If I would break it down a little bit more, if I would really nitpick on a shield placement.
Yes.
if I would really nitpick on a shield placement. What is ideal shield here? How it should be used? What the placement of it should be?
Block the rock.
Block the rock is fine, okay? Blocking the rock is okay. But let's try to block the rock and also avoid being spammed unnecessarily from other angles. Then what that could be.
And I probably have to put it a little bit more to the right. So the rock hits my left side of the shield, and I also shut down the angle that they have on the right side.
Yeah, maybe this one. Maybe we can also think through, like, okay, I noticed the rock, so, like, let's say Sigma walks in, you can hold your space, like, here, right here, yeah? You bait the Sigma to do something, and then you place your shield maybe over here or something, yeah? So it's not as exposed to other angles. That is ideal. When we coach this double as exposed before the fight, then you're gonna have an extreme advantage. Blocking the rock is good. It's just something additionally to think about. Wait, why you drop your shield there?
I don't know. I think I was just a little bit too quick.
Okay, yeah. That happens. Yeah, well, at least you have a shield advantage, though.
Yeah.
So this is nice. Hey guys, okay. So this is what I'm saying. All this damage, this shield can absorb, this is not effective. Let's say this enemy enters and they're like, wait a second, we have to deal with Baptiste, we have to deal with the Echo, we have to deal with Sigma who rocking us. But there's also a full shield in front of us. So the shield would be maybe like here. Oh,
yeah.
Here, right there. That is your shield placement. And then they're like, wait, we have to kite, but it takes a lot of time. Or we have to push and then break the shield, but it takes so much time. That's why this placement, thinking, how do I place my shield so it's not being exposed to enemy angles before the fight, but also enables our angles, is important. Oh, okay. And now, they have a full shield, we have almost zero. We're trying to control this space, but guess what? Your team cannot control this space anymore because there was not enough shield to support it.
Yeah,
so they have to go back. And now, even though we're ulting and saying, team, let's push forward, but they cannot. Yeah, because there was a really low shield. We cannot support them pushing and maybe enable. We can say enable them taking angles, right? That's why it's going to be difficult. But let's say we could have more shield. Then your team would be pushing this. I would say more. There was much more high chance. Okay. So this seems like more of a understanding. So far, it's more like resource management and understanding the map control. How do you control the map with your resources, pretty much?
Yeah.
So this is better. Like, if you angle your shield here, this is so much better because now you force an enemy team to come into your sightlines first, and once they come into your sightlines, they're gonna get bursted because of the window, because of your angles which you set up in here. Yeah, you have, even though it's just Junkrat, it's just Echo. This is still pretty nice. But this is what I'm saying. Like, this is way too far. Yeah, this is way too far. It can get bursted maybe from here. Yeah, so it can be like at this corner maybe. And I still can pressure this Sig. I still can pressure this soldier, which is nice. Okay. Okay. What do you think about that rock, by the way?
I was trying to hit the soldier, and if it would have hit, it would have died.
Yeah, so this is kind of good intention, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's fine, sort of. You have decent line of sight. Well, your team, at least, they're trying to push up. Your Echo maybe can touch the soldier. Maybe your Baptiste can also do so. Only your Brick is in the back for some reason, but I think this is okay. The intention is alright. I think you force Suzu here as well.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it's right there. Okay, this is nice. Okay, so still right there. Maybe I don't have to use my shield right now even. What I can do, I can just play corners a little, break shield of a Sig, and then use my shield and enable the push, yeah? So this is, what do we say, an ideal world, yeah? Like, let's say I want to push the angle here, I want to push this space here. If we can break enemy team abilities, defensive abilities for stuff before entering this area, this is extremely good. If you can play over here, maybe you Bap, you Torp, they can play over here, they break the shield, and then like, okay guys, I broke the shield, let's push. The Sigma was over too aggressive with his shield. Now we can just put the shield here and then push. Yeah, so this is would be the most ideal, but it requires you to play corners really well. Yeah, like we don't want to be out in the open way too much. Okay. So this is sort of okay. We'll let them in our sidelines and then we're shutting them down. Your team's playing really aggressive, so this is sort of okay. Yeah, I think you should be winning this.
Yeah, we win.
Okay. And we play Reinhardt on attack, right?
I think I try first point Sig and then swap it to right. Because we weren't really getting anywhere.
Let's watch. Oh yeah, so far it's just how we control space with our resources. Your shield, your rock, playing near corners slightly, we mentioned that, I think, too, but
resource
the first priority is gonna be resources. So this is what I'm saying. Like, let's say you can poke the Sig before the fight starts even. So you can maybe poke the shield a little bit and then use your own. This is so much better. It gets you a lot of value. Like, this shield is way too aggressive and can be just broken out of the spawn, to be honest. You can just stay here behind the wall, or maybe like here. This is even better place,
shield,
and just break it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is not the best shield placement. But if if these guys would let you in first a little and then place this shield, imagine how much dangerous it would be. You not only have to deal with this bridge, this tiny bridge, and you don't have any place to go, but you also have to break the shield too. You have to deal with enemy angles, you have to deal with a full shield. That's why this is extremely important. Oh, we're trying to shut down the angle. That is nice. Good attention on the angle. Now, what is the intention of the rock here?
I think it was to hit the soldier.
Okay. The question is, can you hit soldier in this kind of conditions, probably?
Well, Sigma shield is down, and that's also what happens. The Sig put up shield and the rock fails.
Right. So, first of all, we need to force the Sigma shield, yeah?
Yeah.
First of all, we need to kind of play around that. Whatever can block your rock, especially if it's Sigma versus Sigma matchup, try to force his shield first. He's out of position completely. You can try to shoot him down, force the shield, and then you can look for the rock, I would say. This is what I'm saying. So see, like, right here, even this little bit of a shield right now. These guys, they can just hold like they do. They can just break
the shield,
this part of your shield, and then
move on.
Yeah, and then they can move up, kind of like here, or they can also. Yeah, I think the Sigma is playing slightly too aggressive, but you don't want to be exposing your shield unnecessarily to these angles which are not pushing. Yeah, so here it would be maybe this. Yeah, maybe you could try to lean your shield towards the left corner, for example, and then try to pressure the Sig. You still will be using the side of your shield. That would be better. Yeah, that would be slightly better how we are locating our shield. And you're also trying to push without your defensive, right? So this is also another layer. Like, we don't have our shield. It's really difficult for you to take space, but now they have their own. See how it's gonna be easy? Like, they have their own, even though it's a little bit more of their shield. They can poke you down now. They can pressure everybody here, and there's no good place to kite. Well, you can maybe kite towards the space, but still you're out in the open, which can force some of your break backs. It can force the lamp. It can force maybe, well, this how is that called? Echo's shift. Yeah, and you can see actually Echo. I think she's trying to fly away. At the end. Okay, let's see what happens next though. So kind of recharge though, and then take space. Then we just get bursted.
Yeah, I got completely melted.
I just want to be careful with this. So when you,
I went a bit too aggressive on that Kiriko.
there's just too many angles you're exposed to.
Yeah,
that is it. You just want to be careful when we enter in certain space. If you're exposed to too many angles, that's no go. So take it step by step. Try to maybe pressure certain angle. You maybe poke them out, and then you take space, and then you poke another angle, and then maybe you can look to go in like this. But yeah, we want to be careful.
I think this is why I swapped to Ryan. Oh yeah, right. I tried Ramatra for like 20 seconds.
You're like, let's queue the try. Okay, like we can skip the Ramatra, I guess.
Yeah, we can skip the Ramatra part.
We can skip the Ramatra. It's fine.
I think next death I went to Ryan.
Almost found the ultimate too. Yeah, you found the ultimate.
I did use the ult. I think we pushed with my ult.
Yeah, so trying to break through the corner with the ultimate. Okay, yeah, that's alright. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Now you swap to Ryan.
There we go.
Yeah, we can still use the perspective of how we using our resources. So right now we just are looking to pressure the Sig. Have to block the rock. Want to be careful. Charging your resources. This is nice. Okay, pushing up now. This is good. Okay. This is much better shield management. You kind of enter with a... I think you enter with a full shield here.
I enter with a full shield, and that gives me a lot of... Well, almost full.
Yeah,
it was like 1100.
Yeah.
But it gives me a lot of space to just push in. They can't really do anything.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I give some space to the tire, because the tire also would have died if my shield.
Yeah, exactly. So your shield really was not exposed to any angles before the fight starts. That's why it's important to play corners, yeah? That's why you're not getting exposed. Well, because you're not getting exposed now, it's so much easier for you to push this space now. And you still can apply it to the Sigma as well. Even though you poke character, you still don't want to be exposed to the angles which you're not pushing yet. Just only be ideally exposed to the space which you're trying to control. Here, this is really works out for you. I think your shield management so much better, so it gives you a lot of space. And we also have window.
Yeah, I'm just looking for if anyone tries to touch.
Yeah.
So I can charge them off.
This is fine, you can push up. And once you dealt with their Kiriko maybe... Okay, yeah, they're pushing back. Now you have to take high ground. Okay, we do. This is fine.
Just pushing the tank of the high ground.
Yeah.
I was like, don't want to deal with him now. And if I did pin him, I would have probably tried to hit through the window, but I don't know if that's possible.
Through the window? Well, if you want to pin him, you would go over this, I think, and then you can maybe pin him on the map.
I don't know if I hit the wall or if I go over, but probably if I did hit him, I would try.
From my experience, I think you go over this, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, nice.
Usually when I go for the spin, I think you go over, but... Okay, this is good. So you have your full shield to work with in the space. That is nice spin as well. Now we notice the Sigma is now backline. This is fine. It is fine. Maybe you can cancel the small things. Just really expect this Sigma to rock you. So maybe like right here, cancel, shield, and then go.
Yeah, then I would have been able to close the gap and kill him faster. Yeah. At this point, I was just like, okay, he's too far away. I can't reach him.
Right.
So I'm gonna let my BAB deal with it and see if I can do anything about it here.
Can kill the Pharah. Nice. And go on the high gun. This is good. Yeah, this is looking good.
Yeah, this is the Rhine swap completely flipped the game.
You
around.
need to block your the rocks though. You're not blocking the rocks. I think this is.
Yeah, I have that with a lot. I also have that with opposing Rhine ulting, and for some reason I seem to get stuck in the swinging animation and I can't put up my shield.
If you're too close to the Reinhardts, if it's a 1v1 matchup, if you start swinging, then you usually don't have enough time to react. if you're really close to each other, you kind of can get a feel about it though. But overall, what I generally advise is trying to bait the shatter with your swings, trying to not just swing fully, but start swinging and then cancel it with your shield. You can try to start your animation and then put up your shield. Yeah, so this is really, really good. If you can do that, this is fine. Okay.
It was just a big stagger. I was like, we can now push like almost to the point where we win.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this looks good. The Reinhardt swap looks fine. What we're doing here with Reinhardt looks good. It's just the Sigma, a little bit of a shield management rock as well.
Yeah, Sigma is something like I haven't played too much in before, but I'm really enjoying it, and I believe I have a 68 win percentage on Sigma right now.
No, this is nice.
Yeah, so Sigma is something I'm like, okay, I really enjoy the character as well.
Yeah, so I think Sigma is definitely good at the moment. You have a lot of kind of poke team going on right now, also long range maps, so he's really good on those. So yeah. Okay, I'm thinking, do we have anything else to take a look at briefly maybe? And
not really. We still have about like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm thinking